guys, so if you have not seen the latest line of Pampered Chef products that came out this past fall, the star of our fall line is our Deluxe cooking blender. And I was just about getting ready to make some peanut butter, and I thought, let me just put the video on and share with you how easy it is to make peanut butter, fresh peanut butter, no preservatives, no additives, right in this blender. This blender is extremely strong. It has a bunch of different settings. I'm gonna just tip this down. You're not going to probably be able to read them, but the cool settings are on this side and the heated settings are on this side. So you can make smoothies, alternative milk, which would be like almond milk, any of your nut milks, grind, which is what I'm going to use for the peanut butter. And then on the cold side, you can make soup. And when I say you can make soup, you can actually cook the vegetables and then it also purees them. So it takes about 30 minutes. You can make a sweet potato soup, you can make broccoli soup, you can make cauliflower soup, any of your creamy soups, tomato soup. You put all your ingredients in here, chunked up and room temperature, and the blender heats it, cooks it actually. Other blenders don't actually cook, they just heat the food, but it will cook all your vegetables from raw and make it into a soup. There's a heated puree setting, there's a sauce setting, and then there's a patent pending jam setting, so this actually makes jelly and jam. And then the best part about this blender, well, the best part for me is that it has a heated wash setting. So what that means is when you're all done, you just put some water in here, a couple of drops of soap, turn it on, and it heats to a temperature that sanitizes, it spins around, and it cleans your whole blender. So you can basically have a filthy, dirty blender, stick it back on here with a little soap and water, walk away and do a few other things. You don't have to get your fingers, messed up with the blades, and you can have a clean blender. So anyway, I just want to show you how easy it is to make this peanut butter. I'm taking a jar of peanuts. That's it. Let me just show you. Hang on. The cooking blender comes with a cooking guide. So all the different settings that I described to you, there will be a few recipes for each setting. So you can use them as a guide. Some of them are great recipes. I made this roasted red pepper and walnut dip for Thanksgiving. It was awesome. You can make hummus. There's a whole bunch of different soups here that you can use as a guide. And what you basically do is you add the ingredients from left to right in the order that they tell you, and you can make your soup. And I make substitutions, which is why I have some little handwritten notes there, and you can do the same. So there's soup and the puree and sauce, and then there's a guide for jam. So anyway, this is very handy because it'll give you a very good basic start on how to use this blender. So anyway, let me tip this down here a little bit. Hopefully this will be, you guys can see it. So the on and off button is here. There's a little wheel here that you turn to get to any of these different settings. And also, every time your lid is not on properly, you'll see that it says lid. The other thing I want to show you is a very easy way to get it off and on. It has like a little side grip here, so you don't have to touch this when it's really hot. You just grab that part, and it sets right on here. And by the handle is this material that also prevents you from touching the glass. So they've thought of a lot of safety measures for this too. So basically, I'm just gonna throw my peanuts in there, put the lid on. It's locked into place. I'm going to put it on to grind. I don't have my glasses, so hopefully I get it on the right setting. And then it comes with this tamper. So what you're going to see is going to happen is that at some point the peanuts are going to start rising up the side, and it's not going to be grinding in the middle. So you just tamp it down a little bit, and it will it'll help it so that it continues to grind. So let me all you have to do is you push this little wheel here, and it's going to start going. So let's see. Really mixing around, so you use this little tamper. minute left. Okay, sorry about all that 2 minutes of just watching the blender go, but I've made other videos where when I try to talk during it, you can't hear it anyway, so hopefully you found that interesting. So now I have peanut butter. It took about 2.5 minutes. Each one of these settings will count down for you once they start. I forgot to mention that there's also a custom setting, so you don't have to stick with, you know, smoothie, soup, whatever. You can customize it. You can, you know, turn up the power higher or lower, and you can you know, blend things, you know, outside of these settings. So I'm just going to turn it off, and I'm just going to show you. I'm going to take the cover off. The peanut butter. It's beautiful peanut butter. I have found with this peanut butter that once I put it in the fridge, it really, it's not liquidy now, but it's a little softer than how I like it. But I found that once I put it in the fridge and keep it in the fridge, it's beautiful. It doesn't separate. It becomes nice, you know, held together peanut butter. So it's really, that's the way I prefer it. And so for the cost of a jar of peanuts, I now have fresh peanut butter for my family. So anyway, I thought you might want to see that. So I also, I told you about the heated wash. So I think I'll do another video probably and post that so that you can see what I'm talking about. Because when I first got the blender and I heard it cleaned itself, I could not imagine how that works. So it's actually really simple. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Okay, so as promised, here is my dirty blender. It's full of peanut butter, not something I would feel like sticking my hand in and trying to clean and get around those blades. So I'm just going to put 3 cups of water in it. That's how you clean it. So that's 3 cups of water. Backwards. And stick that back on. I'm just going to get the dish soap, and they really tell you just to put like a drop or 2. People have tried to put more, thinking that more soap would make it cleaner, and then the whole thing overflows. So you really just need like that much of soap. And then put the lid on. And then I'm going to turn it to heated wash, and it's going to spin around a little bit, and it's going to heat up to like 200 and something degrees. I can't remember the exact amount. And it's going to do that for about 2.5 minutes, and it's going to thoroughly clean it. So I'm not going to leave it on the whole time, but I just want you to see it get started. Okay. Turn it this way. Heated wash. Press the button. So it shows here the temperature. So it's at 84. And until it hits the peak temperature for sanitizing, then it'll start counting down. And I think the wash cycle is about 2 minutes also. I can't remember, I'd have to look it up. But anyway, that's pretty much how it goes. Hang on 1 second. So I think till it heats up more, it's probably not gonna, it's not gonna be doing all that much. But in about a minute or so, it'll probably start swishing around, and the water gets all soapy, and when it's all done, it's kind of hard to believe, but the whole thing will be clean, crystal clear. I just rinse it out, and it's ready to go for the next thing. I've made soups in here. I've made that dip in here like I told you guys. I even made a banana bread. I went onto Pinterest or Googled, whatever, and I was looking for blender breads because you can make breads in the blender, and I actually made the whole batter in here. You know, it even mixed it for me, so I didn't have to just take out my stand mixer. The thing I love the most about Pampered Chef products is that they really try to help you have less things to clean in your kitchen. So, you know, something like this, if I can make a whole soup in here and I don't have to cook the vegetables first and then use an immersion blender and, you know, all sorts of other steps, if I can do everything in here, I'm good. That's you know, that's definitely for me. So the blender has really been amazing. I had a blender and I didn't think I really needed another blender, but this has a whole new set of things that it can do. My previous blender didn't cook. I couldn't make soup in it, and it wasn't as powerful as this one. So I don't know that I could have made the nut butters and the, you know, I haven't made any of the alternative milks, but I've watched videos and it looks super simple. You just put a bunch of almonds in and some water and it makes almond milk for you. So, you know, I'm sure it's cost effective as well as extremely healthy. So anyway, I'm going to let this keep going, but I'm not going to keep the video going, and I'll post a picture of the clean blender, okay? Just rinsed out all the soapy water. That's all I really had to do. And from Gloppy peanut butter, this is what I got. Nice, shiny, clean blender. I think I said it goes to like 200 degrees, but that's not true. You know, I'm pampered, I'm not perfect, I don't have everything memorized. It went to about 125 degrees, but whatever the temperature it went to, it's the sanitizing temperature. So whenever you cook, it will go to a hot enough temperature so that, you know, it's as good as putting it in the dishwasher. So there you go. The blender's clean. I didn't have to do it. I actually took out something to have as a snack while I was waiting for it to clean. And that's the beauty of this product. It does a lot of things for you. Anyway, okay, take care.